What's up, guys, man? Happy Sunday. Well, I'm going to be showing you guys some plays that I have. I actually had two plays in baseball, but the Twins, it looks like there was a weather delay, so it's not going to be playing. It's been postponed. I actually had the Twins for today, looked very strong, but they got canceled, so we just move on. This is what I wanted to talk about real quick. I have one play in baseball. Like I said, I had two of them, but the Twins got delayed. They're off the board. They're not playing. And then I have one play in basketball. And then I'm going to show you guys 9 batter props. These batter props have been amazing. I think one guy yesterday messed it up. He had 3 RBIs when he was supposed to get none. So I saw the score, and the score was like 10 to 1 or some shit. Either way, obviously when the teams score, they get a lot more chances for RBIs and stuff like that, but we move on. Anyways, one play in baseball I'm going to hook you up with in this video, one play in basketball, and 9 batter props. So again, it was a 7-3 day yesterday. This is going to be a 2-day winning streak so far. We had a 13-day winning streak, and then we had a break-even day, and now we're on another 2-day winning streak. So real quick, I'm not going to go through too much detail, but you can see these RBIs are pretty powerful. Yeah, what's up, Jacob? He says, let's have a great Sunday. I'm going to be honest, man, Sundays are not good. Sundays are, for whatever reason, these guys are human, so it's the end of the week, just like we feel. Monday's the start of the week, and Sundays are not that great. Like my worst days have been on Sundays. Just putting it out there. I'm not saying today's going to be like that, but that's been historically what happens. Just putting it out there. I had the Dodgers. I actually had the Dodgers and OKC Thunder, and OKC Thunder didn't cover. So it was a 7-2 day. So that was one of the losses. But I love the Dodgers so much that I had to parlay it with something else, and there was nothing else that I liked. So I took the Dodgers again. I put that out there again for the VIP, and I took the Cavaliers for tomorrow. The last time they played the Heat, I'm not going to get into all the details, but basically the last time the Cavaliers played the Heat, they won by like 20 or 30 points or something. And we had Stephen Kwan. I talked a lot about him yesterday. That hit for us. And then I had the Guardians. I talked about that yesterday as well. I gave that away for free. We had the Brewers plus 1.5. Somebody in this chat live yesterday was saying they're going to fade the Brewers. So if they did, they won, but we also won. I was not taking the Brewers to win. I was taking them at a plus 1.5. Even though the Brewers lost, it didn't matter because we had them not to lose by 2. So that hit. And then I parlayed both of these guys together, Stephen Kwan and Fernando Tatis. And then Fernando Tatis, I took him by himself. So again, it was a 7-2 day, guys. If you followed and you tailed and you were here, you made some money if you tailed. So let's keep it going. I have some good data here. So the first game I'm going to look at is the Orlando Magic and the Boston Celtics. Boston is leading the series right here 2-1. They've shown clear offensive firepower when they're locked in. Even though Orlando has a crazy 3-game comeback, on the third game 3, they came back. Boston still holds a massive advantage overall. Celtics are 8th in NBA scoring. They score about 116 points per game. They have a steady foundation. They've been here before. They've been champs. Celtics have a very young team. They are doing very well. They're doing much better than expected this year, but they're no matchup for the Celtics. The Celtics will take this, I believe, this game, but also this series for sure. Tatum is back and he's strong. He has 36 points in game 3. Like I said, even though they lost, Jason Tatum is playing awesome. Jaylen Brown has a little bit of an issue. I think he's questionable. So this would affect the game for sure if he does not play. So you might want to keep an eye on that. It's up to you how you want to do that, but I already put it in. I do like Celtics, but I don't like them to cover. So I'm taking the money line on these guys, and I'm going to tell you who I'm parlaying them with at the end of this video. Orlando's flaw right here is that they're heavily dependent on 2 guys, which is Wagner and Banchero. So literally they have 2 guys that can score. And then you have the Celtics. They have a strong bench. They have a strong starting squad. They're decent. Anyways, there's a small concern here where it says the turnovers. The Celtics had 19 turnovers, but that's not how they play. So they do have some 3-point struggles, but overall, full game, their depth and experience should take over. So again, this is what's crazy is that the small concern here is that 19 turnovers last game, and they struggled to shoot the 3-pointer, and they only lost the game by 2 points. So think about that. If they turned the ball over 19 times and they were struggling to score 3-pointers and they only lost by 2. Does that make sense? All right. If you haven't done so, guys, make sure you subscribe. 60% of the people, I saw my statistics, 60% of the people that are watching this right now are not subscribed. So make sure you take that second and subscribe to this channel. We post a lot of free stuff, a lot of free things. A 7-2 day yesterday, like 5 or 6 of those I gave away for free. So if you're missing out on those, make sure you take the other second, go to the link in the description and click on beastsportspicks.com, or click on the link in the description and click on free picks. Make sure you get hooked up with that for sure. Next game we got, like I said, I had the Twins, but that got taken off the board. I do like the Reds a lot, but I'm not confirmed on the Reds yet. But this one I do like. The Washington Nationals versus the Mets. Almighty Juice says the Discord is dope. Yeah, we have a lot of, I'm not going to show it in here, but we have about 50 people in there now. Yeah, there's a lot of people. I'm not going to show the information, but there's a lot of people. If you look at the comments here, people are saying about the Discord, there's a lot of people in there that are posting their wins, and they're making money. So if you guys haven't done so, again, click on the link in the description. You'll see Discord. Also, if you want just the VIP, you don't want to deal with all the data and all the stuff that we talk about, you can just get the VIP stuff. I'm going to show you an offer right now for 50% off for 1 week. So anyways, I'm going to talk about this game right here, which is the Mets. So let's start right here. I'm not going to get into all the details, but I love the Mets today. They got this guy here with a 1 ERA. This guy's pretty decent too at a 1.39. And then we have the bullpen here. You can see this is a big difference. The bullpen for the Mets is 2.5 ERA. And then you compare that to the Nationals, 9 ERA. Also, they walk a lot more batters over here. So there's a big liability for the Nationals bullpen. Okay, so even though these guys are starting off pretty strong with a 3-1 win, this guy has a 3-2 win. Their ERAs are pretty similar. But then look at this big bullpen difference over here. So I hope that's making sense. Also, the bats are clicking for the Mets. They got Alonso right here. They got Lindor. They got Alvarez. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know I've been talking a lot about Lindor to get 1 hits. So he's been very solid as well. They also have some home run off lefties. Then you got Ruiz, Wood doing some damage also, but they're thin. Garcia's just hitting at a under 0.1. All right, overall form, you can see just the overall general form. The Mets are 19-8. They're first place in the National East. And then Nationals are 4th place. Actually, the Nationals are a lot better this year than they were last year, but there's still no matchup for the Mets. So the official play right here, I'm going with the Mets money line. I'm going to show you my slips. I have 2 slips to show you, and I'm going to show you all the batters as well. I'm going to show you the 9 batters that I have right now. So first, I'm going to show you the batters that I like to get 1 hits, and then I'm going to show you the under RBIs. The only problem with the under RBIs is that I only have 3 batters today, and I don't like parlaying more than 2 legs, so I just skipped 1. But I'm going to show you all 3. What I did personally, I just went with 2. So I hope that makes sense. I think it'll make more sense when I show you. But anyways, right here, Bobby Witt Jr., he's supposed to get 2 hits. I got him for 1 hit. So we're buying it back to get 1 hit. Bobby Witt Jr. from the Kansas City Royals. I'm not going to get into all the details, but basically he goes up to bat between 4 and 5 times. And he's averaging a 3.33 against this pitcher already, meaning he's gone up to bat 7 times. He's got 2 hits. His slug rate is 8.33. And against right-handed batters, they're rocking them at almost 3 out of every 10 times they see this pitcher. So Bobby Witt Jr. is the first one. Second one is Austin Hayes. I actually like the Reds, like I mentioned. They're actually they're first in OPS. What that means is they get on base. The Reds have been extremely hot in the last 7 days. They're the number 1 ranked team to get on base. Especially today, they're playing in Colorado, so it should be a lot easier for them to get hits. So you'll see a couple of players from the Reds today for that reason, and that's the other reason why I like the Reds today. The only reason I'm not taking them just yet is because the line shifted towards Colorado. And then also another thing you have to know, if you keep up with baseball or basketball or any sport, that Colorado is like very high up in the mountains. So it's like they call it the Mile High City. So they have the players that are not living there or not used to it, they have trouble breathing and stuff like that because of the thin air. So that's kind of the only issue where Colorado has an advantage. So anyways, having said all that, these guys still get a lot of hits. So overall, I like this guy Austin Hayes to get 1 hit. You can see he's missed 2 games right here without a hit, but the last 4 games he missed 2 games without a hit. But then the last 2 games, he got 2 hits. So he's got 4 hits in the last 2 games. That one day that he missed, he did only go up to bat once. I don't know what happened. He must have got injured or something. I'm not sure. Then he has not faced this pitcher overall. It doesn't tell me that. Then this dude over here, the Feltner, he has a weakness over here at a 1.9 ERA. I think that's what it said. Anyways, I like that guy. Now we got Ellie De La Cruz, again from the Reds, to get 1 hit. You can see this dude's hitting at 100% hit rate. He goes up to bat between 4 and 5 times a game. And he is expected to get 2 hits. That's why you see this insight right here that says he's failed to exceed 2 hits. But again, we don't care. We only need him to get 1 hit. So don't worry about this insight. That's just telling you that he does not get 2 hits. And you can clearly see that right here. He only gets 1 hit. Okay. He's gone up to bat 6 times with this same pitcher, and he's averaging a .400. That means he's gotten 2 hits off this dude already. All right. So Ellie De La Cruz from the Reds to get 1 hit. And then Hunter Goodman, they're playing in Colorado. Whenever they're playing in Colorado, they get a lot more hits. So this dude has been solid overall anyway, 90% hit rate. And then you can see how solid he's been over the last 4 games. He did miss this game for whatever reason. They were kind of shut out right there, only 2 runs. But overall, he's got 6 hits in the last 4 games. He goes up to bat between 4 and 5 times. Again, he's failed to exceed 2 hits, but we don't care about that. The last time we saw this pitcher, he went up once and he got 1 hit. So overall, this dude is solid. Now we got another guy from the Reds, TJ Fredo. Overall, 80% hit rate. You can see some games he's got 3 hits. Another game he had 4 hits. Overall, we don't care about none of that. We just need him to get 1 hit. So you can see these dudes scored 24 runs in this game, which was 7 days ago. They scored 24 runs. So that's the reason that they're super extremely hot, and they're the number 1 to get on base right now because of that game. So overall, three times at bat, he's got 1 hit right there. So I'm going to go back and show you the players one more time real quick, but let me just keep going. Fernando Tatis Jr., this dude has been hitting solid for us for the last, I would say, 2 weeks. I've been showing this dude over and over and over because yesterday we had him and he got 2 hits. We only needed him to get 1 hit. So as you saw right when I started this live, I showed you my slips, and this dude has been hitting for us. Even yesterday, he hit for us. He's been up to bat 4 times against this pitcher. He's got 2 hits, so he's hitting at a 50% hit rate against this pitcher. But on top of that, he's hitting at a 90% hit rate overall. So make sure you subscribe, guys. There's also a link that says free picks. So make sure you do that. Go to where it says free picks. It's literally free. So whenever I post any plays or whenever I post anything that I like, sometimes I do some live bets and stuff like that. You'll get the alerts. You'll see on your phone and your email, you'll get these alerts. So don't snooze on those. Those are free. So now I'm going to flip-flop from the batter props. I'm going to flip-flop and go on the under RBIs. So let me start. Nick Allen, under 1 RBI. I don't like the fact that he did get an RBI 2 games ago. I don't like that. But overall, he's not facing the plate. He's only going up between 3 and 4 times. He's failed to exceed this 13 of the last 15 on the road. And then this WRC plus, as long as it's under 100, we're decent. Also, I also checked the line moves and how many hits the team is supposed to get. I have this whole checklist that I go through. And all of these guys that I'm showing you, they check off every single checklist. So like for example, one of them is that the team has to be like under 7.5 hits overall, what they think they're going to get today. Plus the team in general has to look like they're not going to get on the over. And then on top of that, these batters have to be 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th on the batting order. And then besides that, they have to have a WRC plus of 100 or less. And then besides that, the pitcher has to be awesome. So I hope that makes sense, guys. There's a lot of stuff. Jacob Young, under 1 RBI. Nick Allen from the Braves, under 1 RBI. And then this guy I just said from the Nationals. And then the last one is Dane Myers. This dude hit for us yesterday. So Dane Myers, again, we had him yesterday. He hit for us. You can see he's got less times at bat, 3 to 4 times, mostly 3 times. And then he's failed to exceed this line 13 of the last 15 games or 14 games. So I hope that makes sense, guys. If that doesn't, you have questions, let me know. Let me see if I had anything else. 9 batter props I showed you. Make sure you subscribe, guys. 60% of the people think they are subscribed, but they're not. And then these are my slips. This is going to be the Mets on the money line. I took them straight up. And then I couldn't find anybody else to parlay it with, so I didn't want to force it. I love the Cavaliers for tomorrow. So what I did is I took the Cavaliers for tomorrow, and I took Boston for today. So Boston today, money line. I don't like them on the spread. I'm going to be honest, I would not touch the Celtics on the spread. The only way I would take them is with the money line. That's why I did this. So hope that, guys, that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go through the batters one more time just so you can kind of take a screenshot if you want. And then make sure you like and subscribe. It took me, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm getting better with this drawing thing and all this stuff, but it's still taking me a long time to come up with these graphs and everything. So I hope you guys appreciate the effort that goes into this stuff. So Bobby Witt Jr. to get 1 hit from the Royals, Austin Hayes from the Reds to get 1 hit, Ellie De La Cruz over 1 hit from the Reds, Hunter Goodman from the Rockies to get 1 hit, TJ Fredo from the Reds to get 1 hit, Fernando Tatis Jr. This dude gets hits for us. He's already been getting hits for us. Nick Allen has been getting the under RBIs for sure. All right, we got Jacob Young from the Nationals to go under 1 RBI. And then we got Dane Myers under 1 RBI. Again, it's going to be the Celtics. I'm going to take them on the money line. I'm taking the Cavaliers. I loved the Twins today. I had the whole write-up and everything ready to go. And then I went to place the bet, and I'm like, fuck, they're not even playing. So they got canceled like last minute. So anyways, I got the Mets. I have Celtics and Cavs, and then all the batters I just mentioned. I'm not going to repeat everything again. Make sure you take a link. Make sure you take a second and subscribe. Go to the link in the description and click on free picks. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Let's have another great day. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all being here. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot one last thing. Is if you go to 1 week pass right there, if you type this in when they ask you for a code, you're gonna get 50% off for the 1 week VIP. Also, the Discord is only $10 a month. I don't know how much longer that's gonna stay at $10. We have about 50 people in there so far. And anyways, if you want the 1 week VIP, go to the link in the description, click on 1 week, and then type in the word Beast Week. All right, guys, let's have another great Sunday. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.